Beyond the Golden Gate Bridge awaits glorious Marin County, home to sweeping vistas, diverse cultures, and inspiring causes. Join us for Marinterviews, profiling people and projects, creating a meaningful impact in our community. Hi, I'm Sandra Riley Grimshaw again with Marinterviews, where we showcase people and projects making a difference in Marin. And joining me today is AJ Lovewins, who is a producer of many projects, but you have started Harmonic Humanity. And could you tell us a bit about that project?
Sure. So Harmonic Humanity is a nonprofit operating in San Francisco area. We help homeless individuals with jobs, transformational education, and direct outreach.
How long have you been doing this project? It is so worthwhile.
Yeah. So the project started after I had a stint being homeless around 2001, and got back on my feet and wanted to do something to help people that were still out there.
That's great.
So I started a music program in a homeless shelter, and I just saw the magic that would happen when the bands would volunteer their time and come in, and they would play for like 100 people. And really how would you get the musicians to come in? That is just fascinating. Yeah, just placed ads, and musicians answered the call to come out and play music in the soup kitchen. So it was a really beautiful project. It ran for about 5 years, and then I took a landmark education course. It was a course about creating a project within the community.
Right.
So I wanted to expand on the music program, and came up with Harmonic Humanity. And the idea was that we would take musicians who wanted to donate music, make CDs.
Oh my gosh.
And then give the CDs to the homeless to sell and keep 100% of the profits. And so we're working on our we finished our third album about 3 years ago.
That's great.
Sarah McLaughlin donated music, and Jason Mraz, and a bunch of other fun, caring souls in the music industry. So it's been...
So this is not just based in San Rafael. You have a outreach throughout the country or several states, or just the community of musicians?
Yeah, we've been active in Seattle, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and now Santa Cruz, and Ohio.
That's great.
Yeah.
And that was how many years?
The program became Harmonic Humanity in 2009. So we've been active since then.
Do you have any special stories? Anything that just music is such a soothing, important for everyone's soul. But do you have any special stories of you just saw a connection with maybe some of the homeless people?
We also do direct outreach, and take counselors and therapists out on the streets, and we try and just sit with people where they're at, and that's always been really rewarding.
Oh God, yes.
There was a young woman who was homeless, who had 4 kids living with her out of a car, and I got to befriend her and mentor her over the last I guess it's been 7 years.
Wow.
And watch her grow, and she's doing better now, and getting back on her feet. Another great story was a gentleman by the name of Tariq, who sold CDs and as a vendor on the streets. Mm-hmm. And he was able to afford a deposit on a room.
Wow, that's great.
So watching the program actually be able to help people move forward in some small or sometimes larger way has been rewarding.
Have you seen an uptick in need during this crazy time of the pandemic? I mean, the last 2 years have been so hard.
I mean, it's really a devastating situation on the streets, as you know.
Yeah.
Need has skyrocketed for the homeless as well as just Americans in general. Mm-hmm. More people have become homeless, and the situation for the homeless that were already there has become more dire. Mm-hmm. People are looking for work. They're looking for ways to hustle up a buck, and we've been able to help individuals do that. So that's been rewarding. Another great story is a gentleman named Rodney, and he's just great with people, and those types do really well with the vendor program. So he's able to sell, between 10 and 20 CDs a day.
Wow, good.
$20,
That's terrific.
$20 per CD is what he gets. So, it's 100, 200, dollars a day that he's been able to make. And he's a veteran, so he, has support now with housing. But all his furniture in his house was purchased with, selling these music CDs through the program. So it's...
I would think, have you heard back from any of the homeless individuals that they feel like they're also doing something worthwhile, they're contributing in something? Because it just can be, I could just imagine, it's just so, dire, yet they've got this cool CD that they can do something and provide for themselves. I just think that would be a sense of have a sense of worthwhile. Sense of worth.
Yeah, sense of worth. Yeah. I mean, one of the things I found as someone who experienced being homeless was that's very true. There can become this divide between you and humanity when you're out there. People, tend not to pay attention to you or see you.
It's uncomfortable.
And
it's uncomfortable for everybody, and there's no easy answer. And to see something that they can do that would be music, and then contributing and feeling worthwhile. That's just so inspiring.
One of my big messages to people is the value of all human life, especially people going through challenges and struggles in life, be it homelessness or anything else.
Right.
They're sometimes our greatest asset, because they can bring back to the tribe, back to society, medicine, to help us understand ourselves more as human beings, and to contribute to alleviating these problems that are so out of control, whether it's, recovering addicts coming back to help those who are still addicted, or the homeless coming back to help those who are still on the streets. We need solutions, and human beings are our greatest resource. So, why turn our heads and, devalue individuals?
Well, and especially the connection. There's such a loss of connection in so many avenues, and there's some sort of a connection in this, and I think that's just so worthwhile. Do you have partnerships? Do you have partners in your in the program you're running? Do you have community partners?
Well, we have we have partnerships with the musicians. And so that's been super valuable, because Grammy-winning musicians at times, and
there's a lot of that even here in Marin. You've got a lot of people.
We partner with other organizations so that they can help us as distribution points.
Okay.
So we're constantly looking for places where we can send them, our product, and they can, have their existing relationship with homeless individuals.
Yeah.
And they're able to be a distribution provider.
That's terrific.
So,
do you get that, the production of it also? Can you get that that money covered or donated? Because that's, there's a hard cost.
Yeah. Right now it's all donation based.
Great.
Yeah.
That's great.
We had a model early on where vendors would actually pay $1 per CD. And that worked in some places, but in others it didn't. So now we're just strictly donation based, and the vendors are also just asking for donations.
Well, that's terrific. Yeah. What about when we have this out, if people want to help, is there a way to help, or can just beyond donations? Do you ever have fundraisers, or is there a manual labor aspect where people can help?
That's a great question. We always need help.
Okay, that's great. I know that feeling.
In the fundraising, in the area of fundraising, it's a never-ending battle to, generate, those funds on a monthly basis, quarterly basis. But also, with our direct outreach program, we're looking to connect with just regular citizens that want to come out and try and make a difference.
Right.
In terms of our music jobs program, we're always wanting to connect with other musicians.
Yeah, yeah.
Not just celebrity musicians, but musicians that have been homeless, are homeless, street musicians, really interested in giving them a voice.
Yeah, and giving them something to do, something to, instead of,
Yeah.
something. I think that's just a fabulous model.
Yeah.
So how, we'll make sure to put everything up on our site and your site. Do you have, are they actively out in the community every week, every month? Are selling as far as distribution, where can people find?
So the program usually works on a biweekly
Okay.
cycle. So if you're a vendor, you can show up at a distribution point and you can pick up CDs on a Tuesday or a Thursday.
Okay.
It's different in different areas, but yeah, so it's functioning regularly. There's a project coming up as well that we've been working on. It's going to be a tour to West Coast cities, and
Wow.
the idea is that we're going to go to these cities and set up distribution or new distribution, and then give them a grant. The distributors an annual grant.
That's great.
To be able to, cover costs for allocating staff to represent the program, and I could share a little bit about that.
All right, let me do that. Let's start at, as far as distribution, what are the channels you have in place? Is that a good question?
Yeah.
Okay, let me do that. Ready?
Yeah, let's go from 1, 2, go right ahead.
Great. Okay, so as far as distribution, what kind of channels do you have in place for the product?
So right now we have the Bay Area, San Francisco. We have Santa Cruz. Our co-founder is in Santa Cruz currently, working to actually set up distribution there, as well as do outreach to a tent city that's there.
Yeah.
And he's working with leaders from that tent city to sort of work on more of the transformational education part of what we do. Ohio is the newest spot where we're working with the Rotary Club, trying to get distribution set up there. And Seattle is the other place.
Do you work with the Rotary clubs in each? Like, do you work?
It's a new
Okay.
dialogue that we're having
Okay.
with the Rotary Club, and
I bet this will help. I bet I hope that we can help with this, since
Yeah.
all of a sudden my mind's going with the.
so we're in early talks
Yeah.
with them in Ohio to see what kind of a relationship we can create. But what's on the table is we're discussing like an annual pilot program around creating jobs, and also like life skills and career path
Yeah.
type support. So a little bit more robust than just selling CDs. So
Yeah.
we'll see if that goes and how it goes. But that's exciting for us this
Yeah.
year. We're really jumping at the opportunity to work with them.
Is that basically your biggest next step, biggest goal right now? Is this kind of extending the distribution in that way, and the partners? I think the partnerships would be important.
It's been tough to have consistent distribution.
Yeah.
And so what we're looking at doing as a new thing moving forward is to give grants to these organizations so that they have a little more incentive to help run our program within their program. A lot of these organizations are already bootstrapped and,
Right.
Right. Too much work, not enough money. So our fundraising goal will now become to raise somewhere between like 12 to 15,000 per
Yeah.
organization, and then be able to consistently run the program in these cities over a 12-month period. So we're hoping that that's going to work to help us be a little more consistent.
Has
And
this been
just
worthwhile for you?
lies on us to raise the money at this point.
Yeah, it's all about money, but there's people that want to give. And
Yeah.
I find that people want to give, people want to help, and people just want to see something uplifting
Yeah.
and hopeful in this, especially in the last couple of years. I just
Yeah.
feel like there's been such a hopelessness, and to see something that is making a difference in several people's lives, different avenues. I think that would be great. I think
Yeah.
that would be terrific. I hope we can get the word out, and I'm happy to know about you and what you're doing.
Thanks. I'm grateful to have the opportunity to be doing this work again. I took a little bit of time off
Yeah.
to do some personal healing. This work can be, as you know, it can be a bit challenging.
Yeah.
So it's good to take breaks.
Oh, I think breaks are very
But
important.
coming out of COVID, I'm really looking forward to, doing all that I can.
A little more hopeful. I feel like hopefully, not to jinx anything, light at the end of the tunnel, that,
Yeah.
or we've at least accepted that
Yeah.
we need to make these adjustments because it's been, I don't know anybody, I mean, it's just been such a challenge. So anyway, I am so delighted to meet you, to know about this.
Thank you for taking the time to learn more about Harmonic Humanity. We'd be honored to talk to anyone interested in supporting our organization. Best way to reach us is through our website at harmonichumanity.org. If you are a donor, someone interested in supporting us in that way.
All right, so that's a good point. It's harmonichumanity.org, and because so many times it's .com and people can't find it. So I'm so glad you made that reference, and I am so glad you came to talk to us today and share your story. And that wraps up this session of More Interviews. Join us next time, and we talk to another inspiring person. Thanks again.
More Interviews, produced in partnership with Marin Arts, Marin Link, Truce, and D2ISF. Please join us on our mission. Nominate a person or program to be profiled either in studio, location, or Zoom. Sponsor a segment. We look forward to working with you.